Hey, what's up, guys? This is Courtney from BlackDadChronicles.com, and I am here with my Wednesday comic pickup. So, last week, I didn't do a video, mainly because I only picked up 3 books last week, and I didn't think a video would have been worth the time. I picked up more than 3 books, but I picked up only 3 books for myself, and I picked up a couple books for my kids and my nephew. So that's pretty much where all the books went to. But I'm going to get into it. So this week, so I ended up making last week's pickups of the things that came out last week, yesterday. And then I made this week's pickups today. So it's going to be a pretty long video with a lot of books. Wow. I have like 14 books to show you guys that I picked up. So, haven't read any of them yet. Well, I'm lying. I did read Detective Comics. I'm sorry. I did read Batman #1 and Old Man Logan #3. It's a good story. Old Man Logan is a good story so far, and I'm glad that they are basing the next Wolverine movie off of that book. So, without further ado, let's get in. So, I told you guys I only picked up 3 books last week. That's Batman #1, Old Man Logan #3, and Swamp Thing #3, which I haven't read yet because I want to find Swamp Thing #4 so I can read 3 and 4 back to back. And this is part of the New 52 from DC. It's a really interesting story. Swamp Thing wasn't really a character that I was into or knew a lot about, but I was just at my local comic store, which is Comic City in Pontiac, Michigan, and I just sat there and talked to the clerk, and he was nice enough to explain to me how good of a story that Swamp Thing was in the New 52. So this is what I picked up last week for myself. Like I said, I picked up 8 other books, but they were for my kids and my nephew, so I'm not counting those because they just went through the store and grabbed random books. So really waiting to get into this one. Like I said, I really like this story so far, and I really enjoyed Batman #1. So now let's get to yesterday's pickups. So got a couple things I picked up yesterday, and I have not read any of these. Starting with this one, Justice League #51. That is not a Rebirth title, but I was told that it is a good story. So I like good stories in comics, so that's the reason why I got it. I also picked up Justice League #52 today, which actually does tie in to the new DC Rebirth stuff with Lex Luthor. So I picked that one up today, and you can see on the cover, you got a Green Lantern, Superman, Batman, Robin, Wonder Woman, Flash, and Aquaman. Oh, you got Cyborg in there too. Don't know what they're battling, but it's by Abnett, Peltier, Hope, and Lucas. So that's Justice League #51. Then, I wanted to get this last week, but it was sold out at one of the comic book stores that I go to. It is Titans Rebirth. And you see Wally West right there on the cover, and he is back to Wally West with the red hair. I'm really excited to read this and see where they take Teen Titans. I used to be a big fan of the cartoon, the old cartoon, before they started the Teen Titans Go nonsense. So, got a little Titans Rebirth right here. Then we have Superman #1. Superman is one of my favorite comic book characters of all time, like I told you guys. So, looking forward to this book. Then we have Green Lanterns, and that is, you see Green Lantern Jessica Cruz on the cover. She is the newest Green Lantern of Sector, what is the Sector Earth of Green Lanterns? Can't remember, but the new one of the two newer human Green Lanterns, along with Simon Bass, who actually is his character is a Muslim from Dearborn, Michigan, which is pretty cool because I'm from Detroit. I know where Dearborn is, and Dearborn also has, I believe, the largest Muslim community in the country. So that's just a little aside, but I think it's pretty cool that his character is of Muslim descent. You see the two of them in Green Lantern Rebirth. Hal Jordan actually gave them a shared power battery, so they have to share a lantern battery, which I think is going to be a really interesting dynamic to play out as we watch, these two new, young, exciting Green Lanterns grow. So next, for yesterday's pickups, Green Arrow. I've become a really big fan of Green Arrow because, mainly because of the TV show. And the fact that one of the things that I really liked, I was really interested in when I was growing up was bow and arrows. So I really like this Green Arrow. You see him, Oliver Queen on the cover. You see Black Canary right there. It looks like I like the costume design that they've done for the DC Rebirth. So there you have it with yesterday's pickups, which were things that came out last week. Now to today's pickups. So just a note, I am waiting on 2 Marvel titles to come out. I am waiting on Captain America Steve Rogers #2, which comes out next week, the 29th, I believe. And I'm also waiting on Black Panther #3, which Ta-Nehisi Coates came out at the beginning of this month and said that the book would be delayed by about 2 weeks. So I'm assuming that's going to come out next Wednesday as well, the 29th. Not sure, but I am really looking forward to it. It's a pretty interesting story. I'll be honest, I didn't know much Black Panther until the scenes from Captain America Civil War were starting to come out. So then I kind of explored his backstory and stuff like that. I thought he was awesome in the movie, and I really can't wait till the Black Panther movie comes out. All right, guys, so this week's pickups, which when I say this week, they came out today. Got Wonder Woman #1. To me, out of all the Rebirth titles, Wonder Woman's Rebirth title was the best one because it's like she was narrating the entire story herself. So I thought that was pretty cool. So I'm really, really excited. You see Wonder Woman right there. I believe that's her mother. That's Ares, the god of war. That looks like Steve Trevor. And that also looks like Zeus right there. And that also looks like Cheetah in the background, too. That's pretty cool. Didn't notice that. The art in the Rebirth issue of this was spectacular. And as I flip the pages, it looks like the art in this story is going to be just spectacular all around. Like I said, this story was probably the Rebirth title that I enjoyed the most. Oh, Batgirl Birds of Prey, beginning of the next month. Wow, I didn't know that. So, all right, that's it for Wonder Woman right there. And we have Aquaman #1. Aquaman, to me, is one of the most underrated heroes in all of DC and all the comic books, period. I really like Aquaman. Just because he's different, I think his powers are cool. And no, he cannot talk to fish. He just compels sea life to do what he wants them to do. So I think it's cool. Let's go through some of the pages right here. That looks like a young Arthur Curry right there. Show you guys some of the, the pages and the steals right there. Oh, nice big shot of Black Manta right there. So now we have the Flash. Flash #1. I couldn't wait till this came out because since the TV show came out, well, actually, I was a fan of Flash before the TV show, just because I think he has a really cool power. He's a nerd like I am, Barry Allen. Well, he's Barry Allen. So I really was looking forward to this. And the story for Flash is going to be pretty cool from, what's come out. A whole lot of people become speedsters. Barry has to train them. There's one speedster who turns out to be the villain, named Godspeed. His character design looks awesome. So I can't wait to dive into this book. Oh, look, Justice League number 52. And you see Lex Luthor ripping the shirt open, showing the crest of L right there. Wow. Really looking forward to this. Really looking forward to this. Oh, wow. And you see Lex in his full suit right there. Lex has always had like some pretty big suits, but that one looks more like Iron Man-ish, which I guess is pretty cool. So, but yeah, that's it for Justice League number 52 right now with the new Man of Steel, Lex Luthor. Oh, look, so, and I say that ties into DC Rebirth, because there you see Lex Luthor right there on the cover of Justice League 52, and here you see Lex Luthor in Action Comics. So, I had the Action Comics that came out 2 weeks ago. My son, I believe, is reading that right now, so it's probably in his room. So, you see Luthor come down, save the day. Oh, sorry about the light, guys. I know it is a pretty big glare. This is a interesting take on Superman, just because of the Reign of the Superman titles that came out toward the end of the New 52. I really, like I told you guys last video, I want to go back and read all of those books. And you see, it's also multiple Clark Kents in Action Comics. I don't know, I didn't flip through any of the pages for you guys last time, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. Oh, Batgirl number 1 starts soon. I see. All right, so last but definitely not least, Batman Detective Comics. Interesting story. There are new villains rising up in Gotham. Batman discovers that he cannot do it alone, so he recruits Batwoman, aka Cassandra Cain, to help to form a team and to train that team. So I just peeked through this earlier. Here's the team right here, going through a little training simulator. And Robin, which is this Robin is Tim Drake, I believe. So it's a team. It's pretty much a team of they have a team of heroes, including Clayface. Man, I gotta find a place with better lighting. Including Clayface, who is a Batman villain normally, but they recruited him to the team. So I'm looking forward to this title also. So that's it, you guys. Be tuned to stay tuned to the blog, which is www.blackdadchronicles.com. See more comic book stuff. See more of my daily life as a dad, and I'm black. Hence blackdadchronicles.com. All right, guys. Have a good night. Enjoy.